It's like a music score. It goes da 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 da. Depending what's happening inside the drawing will depend how I place it on the wall. For me, it's important to place art so it's interesting. I take advantage of hanging works, specifically drawings, in an unusual way to add more to the viewer, to add more excitement to the viewer. When I first saw neon, it was outside on Broadway in New York City and at restaurants and so forth. But I brought the neons indoors, which was unusual the way I did them. It was very, very new in the early 60s what I did. And working on that for many, many years, I began to think about doing public works outside. If you saw my retrospective, my early works was collages, constructions, which found objects of the street or from my studio. And I was looking for something that was much more than that. I was looking for something that would make me excited, would make me visualize something I could use that has never been used before, never been done before. And I discovered neons on Broadway, New York City streets. And then I said, well, the color is magnificent. The tube can be manipulated any shape that I wanted. There's never an end to how you can use neon. Over these years, I've done neons with just neon tubes in galleries and in homes. And then I began to make panels from the 80s. Then in 1974, 75, I began to do public works around the world. A lot of people do call, my neons beautiful because of the light and so forth. But I see it differently. I see it as a statement that I want to make to the public and have them think about it and have them feel about it, about what they see. And I want them to also not only visually in your mind to see it and feel it, but within your body to try to understand it. Well, I am religious, first of all, and I'd like to make meditation rooms, and I have made meditation rooms, and I've made small chapels, Greek Orthodox chapels, for exhibitions. I like those rooms and those chapels because, first of all, they're small. I like people to go in and to evaluate themselves. I'd like them to be affected of the atmosphere in these rooms, to also be physically and mentally relaxed and understand about where they're going, to understand of their lives that they have. You could do that outside, but I like to have the space for people to go in. It would be wonderful if in Greece, government buildings or large corporations, even small corporations, would hire artists to a public work on the building or near a building. I think that would help not only the art community, but it will help the public to get involved with the artists of Greece, or internationally, invite even international artists. A lot of people who see my work in the metro speak to me about it. I'm sure that they have wonderful things to say about the other stations. But it would be nice also if some of these artists or other artists will be able to do works on buildings here in Athens or on the property of a company. It's interesting to walk down the street and see something that you haven't expected to see that has nothing to do with the building. You can see it's an artwork. It's education, it's joy, it's an inner feeling that they get from a work of art. It can be also like I said before, a method of conversation. I think if the public does not come with a negative idea, we'll say to my show, and let the work be digested, let the work go into their minds and into their into the thinking about it, and think about it in a positive way. And I think they will begin to understand, quote, abstract art. The viewer has to be part of it. They have to make an effort to understand it. You can't expect the art to always talk to you and say, look at me. Look at me, but you can't say, try to understand. I think that's one of the problems. A lot of the viewers do not make an effort to understand it, to do a little reading, and to ask questions. It's the only way that I can express myself. Because I use abstraction with color, I use it with different forms on one another. I think there's no limit of the way of an abstract artist can work. Not that there's no limit with a person working in the realism way, but it's, for me, there's no limit and no stopping of where it can go.